Hello students, I welcome you all to my YouTube channel Study Restfully. In this video, you will be given the solved paper of AHSEC HS second year alternative English of the year 2025. So, what are you waiting for? Let's get started with the first question. My dear students, in between I would like to say that Group A or Pro section carries a total marks of 40. Question number 1. Give brief answers to any 5 of the following questions in full sentence. There is a total of 5 marks with 1 mark for each question. A. What is the cost of enamel box that Rosemary wanted to buy? Answer. The enamel box that Rosemary wanted to buy cost 28 guineas. B. Which Russian author influenced Catherine Mansfield? Answer. Catherine Mansfield was influenced by the Russian writer Anton Chekhov. C. What was the name of the airport situated in Guwahati in 1949? Answer. In 1949, the airport located in Guwahati was named Kahikuchi Airport. D. What did Hazarika consider to be his only aim? Answer. Hazarika considered singing to be his only aim. E. How much money did Albert Edward have at the bank? Answer. Albert Edward had £30,000 in the bank. F. Where from had the new vicar come? Answer. The new vicar came from the east end of London. Z. What did Rama give free with every item? Answer. Rama gave a free cucumber with every item. H. What type of house is Bina Kutir? Answer. Bina Kutir is an Assam type single-story house built amidst huge concrete buildings. I. Which car brand is mentioned in the story Bina Kutir? Answer. The car brand Hindustan Ambassador is mentioned in the story Bina Kutir. Number 2. Answer any 5 of the following questions. There is a total of 10 marks with 2 marks for each question. A. On what occasion did the verger use his new gown? Answer. The verger kept his new gown folded full and stiff as if it were made of ageless bronze, and he wore it only on special occasions such as funerals and weddings. B. What business did Albert Foreman set up and where? Answer. Albert Edward Foreman set up business as a tobacconist and a news agent. He started it in a long alley where there was no tobacconist. C. Why did Rama have to move his stall 200 yards away? Answer. Rama had to move his stall 200 yards away as the original location was chosen for a memorial specifically of a leader who was killed during a political riot. D. What did Rama's wife do upon his arrival at night? Answer. Rama's wife would open the door and take his belongings, which included a cloth bag containing his day's earnings, which she would count and store. E. How does Catherine Mansfield portray marriage in A Cup of Tea? Answer. Catherine Mansfield's A Cup of Tea is a complex portrayal of marriage. The story explores themes of social class, insecurity, and the relationship between husband and wife. The story shows the superficiality and emotional undercurrents within the main character's marriage. F. Name 2 locations that Bhupen Hazarika reminisces about in the voice. Answer. The 2 locations that Bhupen Hazarika reminisces about in the voice are Bharalumukh and Ujan Bazar. Z. How does Bina Kutir differ from its surroundings? Answer. Bina Kutir is a type of eco-friendly and sustainable home that differs from its surroundings due to its construction using natural materials and traditional building techniques. It often stands in contrast to the modern concrete-based buildings surrounding it. H. Why does Rosemary like shopping at antique stores? Answer. Rosemary loved shopping at antique stores because she was passionate about the beauty and craftsmanship of vintage items, finding them more appealing than modern items. 4. Answer any 2 of the following questions given below. There are 5 marks for each question. Total marks are 10. First question, that is A. Why was the verger asked to step down? Do you think this was a fair decision? Give reason. This question has 2 marks for first part and 3 marks for second part, total 5 marks. Answer. The verger was asked to step down because of his illiteracy, that is, his inability to read or write, which the new vicar considered necessary for the position. According to me, it was not a fair decision. The reasons for this are given below. Dedication to work. The verger had served the church diligently for years and was a senior and dedicated member of the staff. Functionality in his role. Despite being illiterate, he successfully discharged his duties as a verger of the church for 16 years without any problem. He proved his competence in practical aspects. Strictness of the new vicar. The new vicar dismissed a simple man from his job in an instant, ignoring the years of service of the verger just because of his illiteracy. B. Justify. The title, The Martyr's Corner. Answer. The title, The Martyr's Corner, is apt because it reflects the central theme of the story, sacrifice, and the social perception of those who endure hardship for a cause or belief. The story features Rama as he struggles and eventually becomes a symbolic martyr as his business goes down. His character shows the complexities of sacrifice and social judgment. The corner of the title here indicates Rama's stall, a place where his story unfolds and where his sacrifices are visible and ultimately ignored. The place depicted in the Martyr's Corner shares the stories of the martyrs. Their struggles and ideals are reflected upon here. The title signifies a place of remembrance and reflection on the sacrifices of individuals who gave up their lives for their beliefs and highlights the importance of their legacy in society. C. Write a short note on the character of Miss Smith. Answer. Miss Smith was a poor girl whom Rosemary met outside an antique shop. Due to the extreme cold weather, Rosemary asked Miss Smith for a cup of tea. Rosemary was a so-called rich woman and was interested in charity. She thought that Miss Smith was poor, and being a rich and responsible woman of the society, she should help Miss Smith. So, she took Miss Smith to her house. Rosemary assured poor Miss Smith that she would take very good care of her, and Miss Smith was very happy about this. She felt that she had found a woman who would give her a good life. As soon as Rosemary reached home with Miss Smith, she put Miss Smith's hat and coat on the floor. Seeing this, the poor girl thought perhaps it is a tradition in Rosemary's house to put things on the floor. Rosemary's husband was shocked to see her caring for Miss Smith. Since he knew his wife's hypocrisy, he tried to stop Rosemary, but she was adamant. On the other hand, Philip, her husband, was no less. He praised Miss Smith in front of Rosemary, and this made her jealous. The result was that Rosemary again resorted to her hypocrisy and wanted to get rid of Miss Smith as soon as possible. Miss Smith is a victim in the story. Rosemary brought her to her house to help her, which actually shows the arrogance of the rich. But when she felt that Miss Smith's stay in that house could prove unsafe for her, she threw her out of the house without caring about her helplessness. D. Present your views on the food and flavors mentioned by Hazarika in the voice. Answer. Bhupen Hazarika has spoken about Kolomo saag in his The Voyage. Saag is a leafy green vegetable popular in the Indian subcontinent. His grandmother used to cook dishes made from saag for him. Although he kept wishing for it throughout his journey but did not find it anywhere, not even in Sri Lanka. He also mentioned the traditional tenga and bamboo shoots, which are used as important ingredients in Assamese dishes. The references to food and flavors that Bhupen Hazarika brings in his writing reflect his nostalgia for his native Assam. He also misses the taste and fragrance of home-cooked food. It is food that keeps us connected to our loved ones even when we are away from them in an unfamiliar environment. 5. Explain with reference to context any one of the following extracts. Dear students, total marks for this question is 5. Answer. In an astrologer's day written by R.K. Narayan, the protagonist Rama uses the cries of newspaper vendors as his medium to observe contemporary events taking place. It also highlights the role of the media in shaping public perception and understanding of history. The story depicts Rama's everyday life where he sets up his shop at the corner of a busy street. It is there that he observes the vicissitudes of everyday life and the impact of momentous events. The newsboys, with their cries of extra extra, become a symbol of how news and as history is disseminated and received by the public. So, Rama's roadside shop in Malgudi provides him with a vantage point to observe the ups and downs of daily life and the impact of important historical moments. Rama's business is affected by the changing times and the emergence of a new competitor. He sells limited snacks and carries remnants back home. The phrase "return to his corner" likely refers to his return to his usual spot, perhaps a place where he feels safe and familiar away from the bustling activity. 5b. I drew the remaining drink with my last sip and keeping the bottle at the counter answerless. I kept looking within its emptiness for a long time. Answer. In this context, the bottle is taken as the symbol that inspires the narrator's imagination. He uses it to travel the world and imagine the modern lifestyle, to visualize remote places and experiences, thus escaping mundane reality and expressing his inner longings and creative ideas. The presence of the bottle ignites his creativity and enables him to imagine lives beyond the limitations of his surroundings, highlighting the conflict between tradition and modernity. The bottle's association with a modern globalized lifestyle is a stark contrast to the traditional backdrop of Bina Kutir. The bottle represents the narrator's desire to live an extravagant life, indicating a potential conflict between his aspirations and current reality. Last question of A group, that is question number 6. Give answers to the following. A. Write the meanings of the words given below. There is half mark for each question, so total is 2 marks. The words whose meaning is to be written are claimer, isle, cavern, stego. Respective meanings are 1. Noise, 2. An island, 3. A large cave, 4. An unsteady movement. B. Write the antonyms of the words given below. Half mark for each word, total marks 1. 1. Dusk, 2. Quiver. Antonyms are respectively dawn and steady. Next, C. Write the synonyms of the words given below. Half mark for each word, total 1 mark. Number 1. Sufficient. Number 2. Glib. Respective synonyms are enough and superficial. In this video, we have been able to learn the solutions of questions up to Group A only. Please subscribe to the channel for other solutions. Thank you.